Rosalyn Kahn.
Hi, everybody. My name is Rosalyn Kahn. This is Chow Entertainment, living your best life. Today, I have one of Hollywood's greatest celebrities on radio. Many people know his voice and love it. It is my distinct honor and privilege to introduce you all to the one, the only Mr. Shadoe Stevens. Take it away, partner.
Hey there, hi there, ho there, friends and neighbors. Good to see you. It's good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Shadoe, you've done so many things in this world. I can't get the list all straight. So tell us, what are the top three things that you're most proud of?
Oh man, that's rough. Top three. I don't know if I can break it down to top three. I think the thing I'm as proud of as I've ever done in my life is what I'm doing right now, which is mental radio. And mental radio is a labor of love. And I have 25 pages of rave reviews. And for those of you who don't know it, it's audio theater on jet fuel. It's audio theater for the 21st century. It's completely designed to be immersive. If you listen on earphones, sounds come from behind you and move around in your head. And it's all funny. It's all designed to, we call it pep fortified optimism, time released mirth, and humor that doesn't look or smell like humor. It may not make you laugh or even smirk, but later it may come back and you may find yourself chuckling for no reason and wonder why. This is what we call a laugh back. It's a direct result of the mental radio experience. You can get it at mentalradio.com. There's a free app on Apple and Google Play. And it's like stories and adventures and a lot of stuff that I think you'll really like. There are funny characters and I'll give you an idea if I can think of it. There's The Adventures of Guy Good. It's like the Lone Ranger, and
Right.
It's a Western. And there is Brock Stillwell, a square-jawed jackhammer of a man in a plaid shirt, who comes to the rescue in the nick of time. There's the Reverend Apostle BG, who is a faith healer who had a revelation at a drive-through Taco Bell and ordered a toasted cheddar supa chalupa and pulled back the foil and saw the Lamb of God at the foot of Noah's Ark. And he decides he's got to find the real Noah's Ark, and he's bringing it back to 1,000 acres at the Ohio-Kentucky border. Brock Stillwell, my favorite Brock Stillwell, maybe my favorite. Brock dives into an aquarium to save a woman when a shark bites him, and he laughs. And the shark, seeing Brock's blinding smile, pulls away, ashamed of his shortcomings, his inner voice saying, "I've never been a good shark. He laughed at me. He sees the real me. Even the plankton mock me. Why can't I be happy like the clams?" It's that kind of stuff. It's very, very funny. Now, if I go back in time, I loved doing Dave's World, but I was just an actor on Dave's World. It was a sitcom on CBS for 4 years, and it was a top 10 show. The Federated commercial campaign that I did was one of the things I loved doing most in my whole life, and that was back in the 1980s. And it was the most successful regional advertising campaign in U.S. history. I won Clio Awards, and I did advertising for the Blues Brothers movie and 48 Hours and Fast Times at Ridgemont High. And I loved doing Hollywood Squares. I did that over 2 different iterations. And I did a show on CBS called Max Monroe Loose Cannon that didn't go very long, but it was pretty funny. It was really quite good.
So let me interrupt you for just a
Hard to like narrow it down. I've done a lot of interesting things.
You've got so many, but what made the Federated commercials so Incredible. Could you take us back for those of us who might have missed it or forgotten it or something like that?
Well, the Federated campaign, Federated was a home entertainment superstore. It didn't start that way. It was like basically a hi-fi and stereo shop that had 16 stores in Southern California. And they hired me to do the advertising. And I was in the meeting with the president of the company. And he said to the guy who had been doing their television commercials, "Don't you understand? I want something simple and funny that makes people laugh and remember the name Federated." And I said, "How about I do a fast-talking bassmatic pitchman like Dan Aykroyd on Saturday Night Live, and he'll talk fast, and at the end say, 'And Federated smashes prices,' and then I'll smash a television with a circus hammer." And he stopped and he went, "That might be funny. Well, let's try it." I said, "If I try it and it works, will you give me creative control? Because I never want to do the same thing again twice, or people will want to kill me." And he rolled his eyes and went, "Fine, sure, of course." And that weekend, business went up 500%. And they went from 16 local stores in Southern California to 78 superstores in 5 states in 4 years. And they were big, like Best Buy type stores, it was
Wow.
gigantic stores. And we would do whole campaigns. We did over 1,100 commercials for them. And it was just me and a team of 5 guys. It was like the Monty Python. We would write them, produce them, and we would do 6 or 8 a week.
Wow.
And no commercial ever ran longer than 10 days. And they're all really funny. Some of them are hilarious and hold up to this day. And you can see the cheesy because we had our own crew, we had our own cameras, we had our own editing studio.
Wow.
And we would meet on Monday, write them, and we would shoot on Wednesday, and we would edit on Thursday, turn them in Friday, and do it again. And we did that for 6 or 7 years.
Thank you for your interest in In-Flight USA and our newest publication, BizAvJets USA. We serve general and business aviation throughout the U.S. For more information on submitting articles or advertising in our publications, visit inflightUSA.com. Thank you.
BizAvJets USA magazine is a new publication to the business aviation industry. And business aviation is a growing and thriving industry. We plan to bring you all the latest trends and news. We also plan to bring you new information about new airframes, systems, and interiors to market. Feel free to visit bizavjetsusa.com.
Hey, are you looking to get blinged out? Well, look no further. Boss Lady Bling Blingy have all the bling you need. You can find us online at Lady Blingy 4 on IG or Lady Blingy on Facebook or www.bossladyblingblingy here in sunny San Diego at 2031 Commercial Street, San Diego, California. Call us at 619-617-4586.
Wow. So what's the key to coming up with this endless humor? I mean, I have a new show that comes up every week. You got to find a new person, a new body. And if you could tell me how I could triple and quadruple it, I just hit in Las Vegas and I'm on prime time 7 days a week. What could I do?
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, part of that commitment is what makes you come up with it. It's like, okay, I've got to get it done. I got to get it done. So what do I got to get done? Oh, I got to get that done. Oh, I got to start. Well, I better write something. I better get something down. Okay, what? I don't have an idea. Well, how about this idea? And then you start following the idea and go, well, maybe this might not work. And it's the same thing with Mental Radio. I sit down and I go, what? I'm going to write an episode about space. And then we start talking about space, the final frontier, and space being infinite, and yet infinite is getting bigger. How can that be that infinite gets bigger, and yet it does? So is the space between infinite and the difference between the space between thoughts in your mind any different? If we can actually think it, then perhaps there isn't any difference. And so if I dive within, maybe it's the same as going without. And these things are kind of explored, and then with a funny sense of humor. So the idea is maybe the reason we can't get along in this 21st century is that our brains are stuck in a 1940s newspaper bullpen with phones ringing and people smoking and typewriters clacking and people talking to each other over each other with names like, Midge. And, and there are the voices in your head. And in the skit, all of the voices are all talking to this person, trying to get him ready for the showdown with it when his wife says, you need your space? Well, how much space do you need, Todd? And so it's like, well, back up. So they're trying to get him to say the right things. It's quite funny. You'd like it. It's, I think like episode 16, 17.
Wow. It's human communication and how we go awry is pretty hairy-carry. It's that good old word assumptions. You make a fool out of you make a fool out of me. Just because someone carries something, does that mean they've shoplifted it, or does it mean that they're looking at it? Does it mean that they admired it? I could take your humor and go for a ride and have fun with it too. But
yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing, and if you can make people laugh, then people relax, and then they may be open to deeper ideas. And the whole thing of mental radio is it's an allegory. And the whole allegory is about how we process information. Do our minds look for what's wrong and make a list and get carried away and create a narrative, or do we take control of our minds and direct it to dreams and hopes and desires and goals? And like Viktor Frankl said, man is at his best when he's struggling and striving toward a freely chosen goal. That the idea isn't to find equilibrium. It's like in the commitment, in the goal, in the dream. And as you work for it, then you get enthusiasm because you see it starting to come to life. And with enthusiasm comes inspiration. With inspiration comes hope. And with hope comes a greater idea, and you keep going until you make something happen. Much better than being at the mercy of the darkness. The darkness.
What happens in the darkness? Tell me. I don't know.
Pleased to meet you, Rosalyn. Is it? Can I call you Rosie?
Oh, no, not Rosie.
No, make him stop.
No.
Yeah, it's like that.
Wow. Sounds like we could have a good time together. I could.
Yeah. Well, I also do art, and art inspires me. And
kind of art.
Multimedia mostly. I've done a lot of canvases and things. I actually, although I put myself through college with radio and television, I wanted to be an artist. I was an art major for 3 years, and only in my 4th and 5th year did I change to drama and journalism. But art was my first love. My mother taught me to draw when I was very young, and she just raved about everything I did. And I went, oh, this is great. I love the writing. And so I got really good at it. And in high school, one of the ways I made money was to paint monster T-shirts in a mall with an airbrush, and
Right.
And you put the guy in the car with the big gear shift and the car
Right.
with the monster face like Big Daddy Roth and Mouse.
Wow.
I did that for years, and it was a lot of fun. So now I do, you can see my art at shadoeart.com, SHADOE art.com. And some of it is real big, like on the homepage, there is a companion pieces. One is called Doomsday and one is called Hope. And they are both 5 feet tall and 10 feet long. And they're compositions expressing something. All of my art generally has something. I write my own descriptions. So I don't leave it to anybody else to do the interpretive thinking.
Good.
And Doomsday is the assault of negative information that is that comes at us day in and day out through the media, through television, through newspapers, magazines, through everything. And it's in entertainment and it's in reality. It's in wars and it's explosions and it's in beheadings and tidal waves, and it's endless. And then in all of our entertainment, whether it's Godzilla or the creature from the Black Lagoon, or there's zombies crawling out of the bottom of the frame. And the companion piece is called Hope, and Hope is a a showcase of the beauty that faith has created in the world. And it's in temples and monasteries in the Himalayas and cathedrals, and in the whirling dervishes and Native American powwows, and in the Fibonacci sequence, the spinning of waves, or the seashell, the form of seashells, or the spinning of galaxies, all in the same formation, all in the direct divine order of all that is. And at the bottom of this are a whole bunch of masters and leaders of all faiths who've had empowering, enlightening, and uplifting things to say. And then I wrote a 57-page booklet that goes along with it, where you can look it up on a map and see over the 100 images. You can find out what each one stands for, where it is, if there is a place, or if there is a favorite quote. All of that is in the booklet.
Senior Care Authority is a one-stop solution for helping you locate senior living options.
We understand the care, the costs, and the safety records of hundreds of communities, from assisted living and memory care to independent living and even skilled nursing. We help families cut through the complexity to make courageous, informed decisions under difficult circumstances.
He had Alzheimer's, and I remember we were all in the hospital room, and for like 10 seconds she recognized who we were, and then it was gone. So it's like a thief. It's taking away memories and who you are as a person. Over 5.5 million Americans have Alzheimer's. That number may double by 2050. For more information, visit rightfocus.org.
Good morning, this is Dave D. Smith. I'm with Banner Printing Company. We're a printing brokerage. We provide books, letterheads, envelopes, laser checks, accounts payable or payroll, and we provide promotional products, things like jackets, shirts with your logo on it, signs for the sides of trucks, and banners of any kind.
Now, do you have a PhD in life or something like that? Or did you get 20 masters to do all these things? Or how did you amass all this information? I want to know. The mind is asking.
No, I didn't pursue it in education other than my curiosity. I have a lot of interest in everything creative, and of course humor, because I've based my whole life on writing and creating humor, whether it was a radio station or a television project. But I really have a great interest. I've meditated for 50 years, and I meditate every night at 3 a.m. for an hour or two. And I have for at least 10 years. And I feel it's the only important thing I've discovered in life. And the combination of that and the transcendental awareness that you get through the experience of going within allows you to have greater power over directing where the mind goes and how you use it and how you apply yourself in life. And it also opened a curiosity about the harmony of religions. And so I spent 2 years studying the Kabbalah. I love the metaphysics of it, the astrology and the numerology. And I spent 5 years with Buddhism when I did Kung Fu. And I spent a lot of time with Christianity and the beliefs in Christ and Islam and in Hinduism, which I really kind of gravitate toward. I like the idea. And what I found was that all of the world's great religions all believe in the same divine original source, or the original operating system, or however you describe the incomprehensible infinite what. And after that, it's all dogma, which are the rules and regulations of how we view getting to that infinite what. And when we get past all of that, it really comes down to, I interviewed someone who lived in a monastery in the Himalayas for 30 years.
Wow.
Meditated every day and studied philosophy all during the day with the other monks in the monastery. And he said, for thousands of years, people have tried to prove the existence of God and they failed. And for thousands of years, people have tried to disprove the existence of God and they too have failed. Why? Because God is not for intellectual discourse. It's purely experiential. And each of us owes it to ourselves to experience it for ourselves to know for sure. And the only way to do that is to go within. And the procedure, the technique of going within is something that can be shared. And the deeper you go, the deeper your interests are, the deeper the techniques are for going deeper.
I too have appreciated and understood religions in not 5 years, but I've been to Vipassana meditation. I've been to Catholic Mass. I enjoy going to churches of Christianity. And I say, as you said, they all have their own saying and understanding, but there's one major principle that we all share. And love one another, be kind, don't lie, don't steal, don't this, don't do that. And whatever you say. As I was saying a prayer on a celebration the other night, and I just said, in God's name, whoever that person is that you believe to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it really doesn't matter. In 12-step programs, they call it the higher power, just saying a higher power. But you can give it any name you want, whatever works for you. I find that people are predisposed to being uncomfortable with the word God because it all goes back to maybe the way they was introduced when they were 8 years old in Sunday school.
Right.
And the Santa Claus God sitting on a throne, the vengeful God, the fear of the devil, all of this stuff is kind of simplistic and easy for people to poke holes in. So atheists love to go to that, where they can look down their noses and go, all you poor sad people believing in your imaginary friend. It's the critical suspension, it's the willing suspension of critical thinking. And they can gloat, but I haven't found an upside to being an atheist. Maybe there is one that I missed, or some empowering art or uplifting ideas that help mankind get along through the madness. I just haven't found them.
Well, I don't know. I think art, I wrote a piece just the other day about the beauty of art. It doesn't matter whether it's poetry, it's a painting, it's a dramatic art, it's singing, it's writing, it's all of them. There's something about me that just, I'm drawn to it and I can appreciate it. And I know when there's a good piece of literary art, musical art, performing arts, that's it, or that's the picture, or that's the cut, that's the piece of how it all comes together.
Mm-hmm.
And it's incredible. I don't find that with math though. Math is just boring. It's numbers.
It's a bit technical. Let me show you if I can. Yes, this is hope. This is the hope piece. And as you can see, monasteries in the Himalayas, cathedrals, chapels, temples, Native American powwows, the Fibonacci sequence, which is a reminder of the design of the universe, and that is throughout creation, including those proportions in math,
Right.
are actually the proportions that human beings consider beauty.
Wow.
That's kind of mind-boggling. And when you get behind all, and this at the center is the golden ring, is the spiritual eye. Now, in really deep meditation, you can sometimes see this golden ring in your forehead between your eyebrows. And at the center of it is a tiny 5-pointed star. And it's so holographic when you see it, and I've only seen it a few times, that your mind goes, oh my God, it's real. It's what they said. It isn't just something they made up. It's, and when you go, what, wait, as it dissolves and you can't get it back because it's some sort of grace or something. But the thing you said about the way it makes, what meditation makes you feel, when you get into really deep meditation, your body gets so quiet that it feels like the skin of the soap bubble somewhere out like there. and you are experiencing pure consciousness, pure awareness, the I am, the witness, as the soul, as something tangible and separate from the born, living, dying body that we all experience and the madness of the world. And when you get into that space and stop breathing and forget that you haven't breathed for a long time, putting it in words diminishes the astounding sensation that the experience reveals to you. And so even for me to try and talk about it and try and put it in words that make it compelling and make you want to go, oh, I got to try that. Just dabble, like I tell people, do incremental commitments. Just say, okay, I'm going to get up every morning and I will just give it 10 or 20 minutes and never miss. And if I'm running late or something, I'll just give it 5 minutes, but I'll just take that time to sit quietly, watch the breath, go within, maybe repeat a mantra, it's a spiritually charged word that helps take you within, and see what they're talking about. And if you do it even a little bit, a bunch of days in a row, that habit starts to blossom and unfold, and the awareness starts to grow and the quiet starts to descend, and you get into deeper quiet. And then you go, this is what you couldn't describe.
Yeah, I did a Vipassana retreat where you were quiet for 7 to 10 days. And I remember coming out, these people sitting aside of me, you have such a spiritual, you're just a warm, loving person. I'm like, oh, just damn. And I said, I'm getting out of Hollywood and I'm writing a book. So I wrote a book. It was called Dogs and Roses, How to Reduce Stress and Anxiety. And I realized that a lot of people in Hollywood weren't what they said they were. And so here I am back 15, 20 years later, and I'm just me, just who I am.
You're meing.
I'm me.
Yeah.
Don't you like me? I don't care if you like me or you don't like me. It doesn't matter.
Yep. It's all good.
And that's the best part about it. But, it's been a pleasure and honor speaking with you. You're just such a wealth of knowledge. And we're going to have to call it a wrap because I got to go back to work and making those calls and ringing for dollars and following up with the people. And hi, I'm Rosalyn. Would you like to come on my TV station? Oh, that's so exciting.
Well, good luck to you. And I wish you all the best. And it's been a great pleasure talking to you.
And this is Rosalyn Kahn with Chow Entertainment, Living Your Best Life here in Los Angeles. We're every Tuesday at 11 a.m. on Chow Entertainment. We've just been picked up in Las Vegas, and let me give you those details here. Hold on just a second here. Hold on tight. It's 82.7, Roku, and many more. 7 days a week at 8 p.m. See you there and live your best life with Rosalyn Kahn. Yoo-hoo! And Shadoe Stevens say hasta la vista.
Adios, muchachos. Adios.
Nurse Access Staffing is seeking experienced RN and LVNs. For more information, call us at 818-697-4484 or check us out on our website, nurseaccessstaffing.com.